So I even have it tattooed on me. With every yin, there's a yang. So we also touch on parts about the saboteur and that like nasty self-talk. We love to talk about all of that. So I also like to tell you guys about me a little bit. Because I'm sure you guys come in here and you're wondering, how did this BBW little light skinned chick, who does she think she is? Telling me about my confidence. Look at her. No, no, no. Don't do that. Because the thing is that it was cute though. The thing is that with me, I was a big kid. I was a fat kid. So with being a fat kid, I got a lot of bullying. And I grew up in the 90s. So it was always, oh, well, he just likes you and da 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 da. Listen, if that's what it means when he likes me, I don't even want it. Okay. I don't even want it. So I took that and started losing weight. And when I lost the weight, I still was like, this is not it. Like I don't love me. In fact, I hated me. I had never hated myself more than when I got small. So I found a happy medium and I'm bigger than I want to be right now, but I'm still very happy in my skin. And I will never be a teeny tiny girl that's just not in me. It's not something that makes me happy. And of course, with my support system, I was able to gain back the weight with a little resistance. So that's what I talk to my guests about here. And then of course I like to touch on fun things like your your best asset. For me, it's my nails. I don't care about makeup, hair, none of that. These nails, baby, all day, every day. These nails got to be on point. So we're going to get into it. Of course, with this being a featured show, I do ask you guys to please be respectful, be kind to each other in the comments. Thank you, sir. I won't be able to address the comments and I won't be able to address the gifts. So thank you guys in advance. And please favorite my 1, 2, and 3 of the stream. Okay. Now we can get into it. My first guest, for me, she doesn't need an introduction. So if you guys, my guests, can hit the box, I appreciate y'all at this time. But my first guest, she does not need an introduction. She is big popping, little things stopping, my favorite, your favorite. We love her. We know her. She is my CEO, big top badge travel bay, not the little one. Never the little
Hi.
one. Never the little one.
How are you, love?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, good, good. How are you? Period.
Oh, miss. I'm great. Please tell the folks who are just crazy who you are.
Well, my name is Travel Bay. I've been on the app almost 3 years. My anniversary is coming up this month. So I've been on the app officially 3 years. I stream almost every day. I try to. So yeah, that's me. And I have a
Do you
show
have any
after
events
this
coming
show.
up? Oh, there
Yes,
you go. There you
for my anniversary, I'm hosting my infamous rose auction. So if anybody is in here that wants to participate in my rose auction, and this may be my last rose auction for a minute. I think I'm kind of going to stop with the rose auctions, keep doing like some different like creative ideas for the app, but I don't know if I'm going to be doing a rose auction anytime soon. So you want to get in it before this is it. So we've heard this before. Gage, please. And so that's going to be Saturday, December the 2nd. So I think I'm doing 60 or 70 slots. So I want it to be my biggest for sure.
go. Okay, Queen, you told me 80. I'm gonna go back in the
Oh, you know,
document.
maybe it was 80. I thought 80, but I couldn't remember. It's probably
Told me
80. Yeah.
80.
Yeah. It's probably
I'm trying to, okay, because I need numbers. Okay. You guys, favorite travel bay, if you haven't already, it don't make no sense if you haven't and you're here. That's insane. Um, So please, let's get into it. Tell the folks how you got to this confident space where you have never been better.
Um, how I got to this confidence spot, probably. I think it's just probably I have to credit to my family. Like I've always, when I was growing up, I think my thing was I used to hear like, "Oh, you're so pretty for a dark skinned girl," and I would always hear my family correct people, like, "No, don't say that to her. She's not pretty for a dark skinned girl. She's pretty." And hearing that my entire life, and hearing my family, my mom for sure correcting people, I think it just instilled something in me where I was like, "Okay, I must be like really pretty," because like they say that, but my mom corrects them. So I think it was just like a thing that I was like I always kind of heard from my family. And I think it's a
Okay.
big thing. I
I
think,
love that.
that's why it's important to compliment our kids and say to our kids, "Oh my gosh, you look so pretty, you're so smart," say these positive things, because once you put it in their heads and they go out into the world, they don't hear anything else.
Absolutely. I try to do that with my girls myself, definitely. I've had that problem already where she's like, no, I just hate my nose. And I'm like, your nose is perfect. It's my nose. Like, you're
Yeah.
perfect. You do have to put that into our girls, especially when the media tells
Mhm.
them that they're not pretty. So, I want to know, how do you maintain your confidence when you are dealing with challenging situations? And I want to know what that process is like.
I think for me, it's all a mental thing. And I even have those days where if I don't particularly love what I'm wearing, or I don't like my hair, or I don't like something, I tell myself, okay, just you gotta like it. And if I can tell myself I like it, then something clicks and I'm like, okay, it's good. Like it's a cute outfit, or it's the hair is nice, or whatever. So it's
Right.
just like a mental
It's
mindset.
speaking.
Yeah, you have to like
Yes,
mentally
your
tell
mental
yourself you
mindset.
like it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. You guys, welcome. If you're just joining us, this is Crowns with Queen LaLa. I'm your host, Queen LaLa. We're here every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Right now I'm talking with Travel Bay. She has always been this confident because her mother told her that she's beautiful. Her mother told her so. So mother knows best. I don't know if you knew, but she knew. So, Travel Bay, I want to know what makes you feel you're most confident. Like I said earlier, mine is my nails. When these nails are done, don't tell me nothing. So, what about it? What about you? What makes you feel you're most confident physically?
I don't, let me see what makes me feel the most confident. That's a good question. I feel like the last time I said the same thing. Um,
You said your motherhood.
yeah, I
That's
mean
what you
for
said
sure.
last
You know
time.
what? That's true. That's for sure. Like, yeah, that's very true. I think, and I would have to say probably I would keep the same answer. I think just
Yeah.
me, my biggest flex is just the type of mom that I am. And it's not just what I know, it's what my daughter says, it's what her friends say, it's what everybody else that's around me say. So for me, like if my daughter is together, I'm happy. Like, like I feel like she's a representation of me. So having her be like super active and involved in stuff, and having her always looking the part and feeling the part makes me feel like I'm should be even more confident. So for sure.
I love that. So, I want to know, who is the most confident person that you know? Like, who, when you think of your confidence, who did you look up to be like, yeah, that's where I want to be?
Hmm. I mean, my mom for sure. Like I say, she was always the one that was complimenting me, telling me I was pretty. But I feel like I came. I'm not trying to say I'm vain. I come from a really pretty family. Like a lot of my cousins are gorgeous. Like my
Okay.
aunts are really pretty. Like they've always like we go somewhere that I always feel like I would see my mom and my aunts like dress up, and they were always put together. And my mom was really big on you don't leave the house with your hair like you have to like we don't like my mom was like you couldn't leave with a headscarf on. You couldn't leave with just
Right.
anything on. Like we had to wake up even if we weren't going anywhere. Like my mom was big on get ready. You know, and like nowadays, I don't feel like that's a thing, but it was like you couldn't just wake up and walk around the house. Like you had to get up and get ready. I don't know what I was getting ready for, but
Yes.
I think just like the preparing for the day type of thing, like you don't just walk around looking any kind of way. Like they were always put together. So just I think just seeing my family, like the females in my family, and how they create themselves, as well as the males, like they were always together. So that's probably where it came from. And the most confident person I know now, I would probably have to say my daughter. Like she's 17, she's a junior in high school, she's a thick girl, but she is the most confident person I know, and I love that. Like even sometimes I am not like loving things about her, and I can't even change her mind. Like I can be like, "Are you wearing that?" She's like, "Yeah." Like, you see me? Like her
Yes.
confidence is through the roof. She's
Yes,
so
I
confident.
am.
I love that. I feel like her and her friends, and they've been this way their entire life. I've never seen a more confident group of kids. Like, and I love that about them. Like, there's not this thing where other people can say something that affects them and they don't feel good about themselves. So just looking at how confident her and her friends are makes me really proud as a parent.
Oh, I love that. That's so, it's so humble. I really love that. Okay, so I have a fun question for you. I want to know if somebody were to try to bribe you on a date on the app, what would be the gift needed to take you on a date? You guys, welcome to Crown with Queen LaLa. We're here every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. I'm talking with Travel Bay right now. We want to know what the gift is.
So this is awkward. And so, like, a jet is the first introduction. Like, it needs to be a jet. So I'm like,
Right.
oh, you think I'm cute. So it has to start out with a jet. But it's more than just that. Like for me, like if they want to get me on a date, it takes like them being consistent. So like the jet is nice, but a jet every week for a couple of weeks is even nicer. So like the consistency and then like actually like taking an interest in me and trying to get to know me, not just off, off the rip. So, but a jet for sure.
I love that. Okay, okay. So, of course, yin and yang, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about the elephant in the room. I like to call him the saboteur, that nasty little heckler in the back of your mind that
Mhm.
says, "You're not pretty enough. You can't do it. You know, I think that you would be better off doing something else."
Right.
That little saboteur, when they come out to play, what what is that process like for you to get rid of it and to come back into your confidence, come back into your own?
Again, I think it's mental, and I honestly, I think I don't remember who it was. I was watching some TikTok and they were Rihanna. She was a thing I saw on TikTok and they were like, "Where does this confidence come in?" She's like, "Delusion, like delusion, like." I think it's a mental thing. Like if you believe something, it is, So it's like if you really think something in
Yes.
your head, nobody else can change that. So there's nothing in this world that I don't think I can do. I don't care what it is. Like you cannot convince me that I can't do something, be something, or anything. Like I have this delusional mindset that it can happen. So it is what it is. Like even like in my professional life, people would ask me, "Oh, can you do this?" I'm like, "Yeah." And in my head, I'm thinking, "You've never done that. You've never even seen it. Like you just Googled what it is. Like, but me, I think I can do anything." So I think that's just how I was raised. It's how the people around me have continued to feed this delusional mindset, and because of that and their confidence in me, I'm like very confident. So there's not really, I don't really have a lot of moments where I'm thinking I'm down on myself or I'm feeling out. Like you can't really tell me I'm not like the bee, like I'm that. So it is what it is.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's
So,
all mental. It's all mental.
I agree 1000%. And when I like when you said that you have to, whatever you're feeding yourself is what you're gonna get. I feel like that's what it is when you feed it out into the universe. Whoever the universe is, whoever your God is, when you put it out, you're gonna get it back. So
Right.
I agree with you. Um, and of course, the confidence times can be real confident, sis, and you've been real confident, friend. So I want to know what happens when people say you're cocky. How do you react to that? And what do you make of that? How do you switch that up, swerve that? Jets are loaded, Queen. He said that
Yeah,
his
it's
jets are
not
loaded for you.
like I feel like a person feel like I'm cocky is a them problem. And so
Yeah,
and I feel like for me, I know what I've been through in life. So I tell people all the time, if you praise yourself out of the spaces that I prayed myself out of, how dare you think that I shouldn't be confident? So like I feel like I have the right to do that. I have the right to be proud of myself. I have the right to represent myself and present myself and take up the space that I take up. And if it makes other people feel away, that's a them problem. So
I agree. That's a good answer. I like that answer. And
because a
that's
lot
on
of
period. I love that.
even I even say it to myself, like
That's
I
so
try
true.
very hard to like if I'm in a space where I'm feeling like I want to project something on somebody else, I quickly check myself. Like or like I never try to be in a space like, oh, this person is acting a certain way. No, they're not. They're just confident. And you should just appreciate that in that person. Like so I think it's like a mental thing for especially for women, especially even on this app, like this app, it kind of festers such a it can help fester such a like negative like competition
Nastiness.
spirit. Yeah. But like I think it's like appreciation of each other goes a long way. And like just like I always tell myself, you never know what somebody's going through. So even if you feel like somebody's cocky, like you don't know what they're having to cover up to present that. So never
Right.
take it like somebody's being cocky. It's just like, you know what, if they're feeling confident, let me add to that confidence. Like never try to take away from it. So
I love that. That's perfect. You guys, thank you so much for being here. You could be anywhere on the app and you chose to be here with us. So I appreciate you guys for that. Make sure you're hitting Travel Bay with the favorite right now. And myself, of course. This is Crown with Queen LaLa, Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Um, Also, favorite my top three of the stream. Okay, so travel, wrapping it up. I always ask these last two questions, so I'm sure you've heard it a million times, and I'm sure you're going to have a great answer. Little sweet travel, little hop, skip, and a jump. I want to know, what do you say to her so that you, grown old Miss Dawn's travel, could be at a higher level of confidence, transcendent confidence? What would you tell her?
uh wow, what would I tell myself? Probably you got this. Like trust the process, you got this, stay present, like absorb the moments. Like actually like absorb the moments and like you got this for sure. And
I
also like
love that.
probably like even I would probably even tell my younger self like don't even sweat it. Like the things that you think are so important, you're going to realize very soon they're not that deep. So
That's great. That's a good one. To be in the moment. I always tell little me to let it be.
mm,
Let people do them. Let them feel how they feel. Let them think what they think, because that has nothing to do with you. So that's what I always think. And then, of course, do you have any last minute testimonies for anybody that is trying their best, their hardest to get to that next step of confidence? What advice do you have for them to get there today?
uh, I think my advice would be even like if you take the parts of you that you don't love and focus on those things, it's going to make you feel not as confident as you should. So even if you like are like if there's just one or two things that you hate, don't even think about those things. Think about the couple of things that you love about yourself and highlight those things. Like don't say, "Oh my god, I hate how flat my chest is." But you have a beautiful smile. So don't even think about like the negative stuff. Really focus in on the positive and play up on those positive things and talk to yourself like how I always tell people talk to me nice. We have to talk to ourselves nicely. Like the things you say and the things that you put out into the universe, they affect you. So talk to yourself nicely. Be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. it can always be worse. There's always somebody else that's looking at you saying, I wish I was this person. Like literally. Even the things that you think
Yeah.
are the absolute worst things, you're like, if you think you're too big, there's another girl that's bigger that wish she was your size. If you think you're too skinny, there's a girl who's bigger who wishes she was that small. If you think, like, I wish I had this, that, and that, there's somebody who doesn't have any of those things that would die to have some of the things that you have. So be kind to yourself, give yourself some grace, and give the people around you grace. And also, like, just be kind to people. Like, even I'm like, I try to be the most complimentary person. Like, if I'm somewhere and I see especially a woman, I'm always like, oh my God, you look so pretty. Like, oh my God, I love your hair. Okay, makeup, like whatever. Because you never know what another woman is going through. And just hearing another woman compliment you, because the reality is we get dressed for each other. Because that's who notices
We do.
it. Like, it's really for each other. Like, it's like, so it's like you see a woman, even if you don't think she's the most beautiful, whatever you can see that's positive, address it. Like, tell her, oh my God, I love your smile. Oh, that's so cute. So, like, I would say if you project that into the world, it's going to come back to you. So just being kind to each other and being kind to yourself.
Be kind to each other, everybody. You guys try favorite travel Bae. She has a featured show right after this. This is TSA Thursdays, if you were unaware. So make sure you favorite travel Bae and go visit her after this. Thank you so much, Travel. I appreciate you.
And I'm upset that your banner was not up. I was on live last night. I would look for your banner. I was like, oh. I said, but it's okay. She was on the rundown last week. It'll be up next week. But I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see your banner. You're doing a great job. If y'all don't have Queen LaLa favorite, you're crazy. Favorite her. Here you go.
Thank you, Travel. I appreciate you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. I know you're gonna say I don't want to put you out the door. I want to put myself out.
Get out. Get out. Get out. I'll never tell you to get out. Get out. You guys, I hope that you got Travel Bae favorited. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is my first featured episode, technically. So welcome to Crown with Queen LaLa. Every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, I talk to my guests about their confidence. Thank you so much. I talk to my guests about their confidence and how we can get there with them. I want your confidence. How do I get there? If you know anybody like that, send them my way and we'll talk to them and we'll see how we can get to their confidence level, okay? You guys make sure you hit me on IG and you can do that for me. I appreciate you. So I didn't realize until right now that I don't have my tablet out here with my affirmations. But you guys, make sure you're doing your affirmations. And like Travel Bae was talking about, when you put out into the world what you want, you're going to get it back. So if you want happiness, you want to be laughing and smiling, then you need to put out happiness and be laughing and smiling. You have to put out into the world what you want back for yourself. So when you speak happiness into yourself, you'll be a happy person. So if you tell yourself, I love you, you're so great, I know that you can do all the wonderful things that my heart desires. When you say those things, then you'll make it true. And of course, if you put I know in front of it, you're going to say it with your crown chakra and then you'll manifest it. So I hope that you guys can take those tips from me today for the for your live love laughs for this month. Well, this is our first episode of the month. Yeah. So there you go. All right, you guys. My next guest, she is my favorite UKer, my favorite UK streamer. Every single auction that you guys have seen me in, you have seen me over there with my baby, with my favorite. So I want to see the laptops in the comments. If you guys are still here, if you guys are with me, I want to see the crowns in the comments. I want to see something. Let me know that you're here so that we can get my next guest in this box. Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? All right, all right, all right. All right, you guys, give it up for Smurfy. I'm here, I'm here.
It's twin with the random comments for me.
Throw any throw any emoji
Any
in the
emojis. Like, I don't have
comments.
them ones to hand. Let me just throw all of these.
Throw stuff. Just throw a one. There's the
Thank
laptop.
you
Yes, guys. Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Smurfy. Hi. I'm so
for
happy to
having
have
me.
you.
How are we doing?
You're finally catching the
Congratulations on your
show.
featured show. I'm so mad they didn't
Thank
sort it out
you.
today for you. But I'm so happy for you. You're so
Thank
deserving.
you. I appreciate it. You finally catching the show. I'm happy for you. How do you like it so far?
Love it. So inspirational.
Love
I'm
it.
trying to
Perfect.
think, like, how did I not make? I normally take Thursday evenings off the app, and it's only recently changed. So yeah, I'm so
Oh,
sad that I've not managed to catch it before now.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're here. I'm happy to finally have you.
Thank
Please tell
you.
everybody who you are. If they don't know, they're gonna find out.
Yes, I am Smurfy. I am a top badge on Plenty of Fish. I have a feature show every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern called Do You Know? It's a game show. It's super fun. And I host a lot of themed auctions and events. Next Tuesday, we have the second annual World Kindness Day event, which I'm really excited about because last year was amazing. And I think it's even more important with the negativity that we're seeing in the comments at Live Fest that we have World Kindness Day to show there are amazing people on this app that appreciate other people.
Yes, I'm gonna be in that auction, you guys. So you guys make sure you come
Not
to
an auction, not an
Smurfy's.
auction.
It's oh well,
Event.
it's the World Kindness Day event. So make sure you guys come over to Smurfy's so you can hear how I appreciate you. So Smurfy, let's get into it. Um, so you guys please escort this gentleman to the lobby. I want to know how you got your confidence, how you have never been better.
My confidence comes with a lot of struggle. So my childhood, similar words to Travel Bay, but a different connotation and meaning behind it. So I was told it's okay because you're pretty. Um, in the sense of, you know,
Oh,
if you're not doing well at school or you're struggling with life in general, it's okay because you're pretty. So I grew up in an environment that was Irish. So very much you're going to make you'll be a successful wife, you'll be a successful mother, but that's pretty much all you are. So the whole and if anyone's been to my stream, when men come in my stream and talk about just my physical appearance, you'll see my reactions, and that's the reason that that's my reaction. That's the
that
reason
makes
why
sense.
I'm keen to tell my nieces that they're strong and intelligent and smart and, you know, all the other words as well as being beautiful.
I do that too. I do that with my kids too. I like to do that with especially with girls to
Mhm.
not just say, "Oh, you're so pretty." That's really important. I love that you do that. So I want you to tell me how do you maintain your confidence when you're dealing with challenging situations? What do you do when it's just too much? It's been a challenging situation and you gotta put on your best smile. What do you do?
So I'm a big believer in fake it till you make it. Um,
Mm.
so I will, if it gets to the point where it's too much, I will take a step back and I will self-reflect. And that's very much not speaking to anybody for however long I need to, but I let my friends know I'm going, like, I'll speak to you, might be like I'm going through something.
Mhm.
But in the main part, it is a fake it till you make it. So that's been sort of my whole life, especially in my career. So I left school when I was 16. I still
Oh,
sit in the boardroom around people who are privately educated. It's because when I was much younger, I did fake it until I made it.
I love that though, because you definitely made it, right?
Yeah.
That's perfect. So I want you to think of a time when you received feedback about your confidence or your ego, and how did you respond to it?
So the one that springs to mind is at work, talking about personal development. And I was told that you need to be mindful that you're assertive and not aggressive. Now, I took it on board and I did reflect on it, but in the same hand, I am a negotiator by trade. That is my job. There are situations in which I need to be aggressive in order to get the deal done. And it's about flexing that aggressiveness. But to be told that was a learning curve for me because I didn't realize necessarily that I was coming across as aggressive all the time. And to her, I was. And she was my line manager. So, you know, I had to take that on board, and I had to take that moment to step back, but without letting it affect my core and who I am. So when you are given constructive criticism, you have a tendency as humans to then go into like combat mode of, well, how dare you, because you do this. And it's such a vicious cycle to get into, because then you're just second guessing yourself continually. So I had to kind of step back, and I write down a lot. So I used to journal a lot. I journal less these days, but I do a lot of manifestation through writing. So I had to sit down and I had to list all of the things I'm amazing at, and then all of the things I need to develop. So historically, years ago, it was like your strengths and your weaknesses. Now it's your strengths and your development areas. And that's how I needed to change my mindset, to realize these are things I need to work on, not what I need to actually necessarily change, and then flex it depending on the environment I'm in.
That's beautiful. That's very true. I talk a lot about that too, about your shadow work and doing all
Yeah.
of that pretty much, where you have to address the nastiness inside of you and take that into a development place. I love that you said that. You guys, welcome to Crown with Queen LaLa. We're here every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Right now with my guest, Smurfy. She is a top badge here, and we are talking about how she has dealt with her confidence in the workplace. I love that. Not a lot of people talk about that, so I love to hear that. I was in sales before I was a hairdresser, so I know all about what you're talking about right now. That's
Yeah. So
so spot on. I
we
love
would
it.
have been sitting opposite sides of the table. You were selling
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
buying.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I would have got you too.
That
Okay,
you wouldn't,
so
but I would have let you think you did, but you didn't.
oh, oh, and you probably would have got me there too, because I'm a little bit gullible. I'm not gonna hold you. So I want to know, for you, like I said, for me, it's my nails. So for you, what makes you feel you're most confident?
So mine is not a physical thing, it's my intelligence.
Okay.
And I think that comes from, again, from childhood, of kind of being told that my place is to serve a man and that's it. And I'll never have, it's not my, that, I mean, that was the mindset of the Irish, you know, that's your job, that's why you're here, and you'll do as your mother done,
It don't
as the
sit
mother
well. It
done.
don't sit well with me.
It doesn't. And it's really hard being in that as well, because you then find you don't relate to women in your family, because they've all that cookie cutter, you know, maybe not cookie cutter, but they're all
Oh,
that kind of like production line of mothers, and you know, they're not allowed to speak their true mind. So they all get together and moan and win, and just being second. It's never an equal, it's always a second.
ugh.
Um, yeah, horrific.
I don't like that. So what is it then that does make you feel you're most confident? I don't think you said. What is
It's
it?
my
It's your, oh, it's
intelligence.
your intelligence?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
very similar to travel. I will blag it till I make it. If you ask me if I know how to do something, if I don't know how to do it, I'm going to figure out how to do it. And that's how I got where I am with my
Okay.
career. That's how I'm sitting on the board these days with the people that, you know, when I left school, I had no idea what I was doing. And I literally started at the bottom, worked my way up, and sat in them rooms. And you know, that difficulty of, when you say fake it till you make it, it's not just about sort of like that blagging it. It's about, you really have to speak up and put yourself in difficult situations that are challenging and scary. But the more you do it, the more you develop. And the more you develop, the more you're able to do.
That's true. That's how you elevate. That's absolutely true. I want to know, for you then, who is the most confident person you know, since you've always had like those women that you had in your household. Like, who did you look to then to develop your confidence?
No one in my family. I would say my journey to confidence started probably in my early 20s, early to mid 20s. And it was people I worked with. It was senior managers that were looking to develop me and saw the potential in me, and they became my mentors. So there's many men and women that I looked up to help get me to that confident level, and just that somebody that's rooting for you, because you know your family are not always going to be the one that's rooting for you. And you see that on the app. There's so many people on the app that we're closer to than we are our real family, you know, people that are genuinely
Very
looking
true.
for us to win. And you don't necessarily have that always in your family. So definitely people I've worked with, and I could name a few that have helped me along my journey to confidence.
I love that. I love that so much. And that's very true, especially like you said with the app, having like that chosen family. Support system is key. You guys, if you're just joining, thank you so much for coming. This is my featured show, Crowned, and we're here every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Right now, we're talking with Smurfy, and we're talking with Smurfy about her confidence and how she is intelligent and kind and wonderful. And that's how she got here. It's just her great support system. So, of course, then with every good, there has to be a bad. I believe in it wholeheartedly. I have it tattooed
Yeah.
on me, the yin and the yang. So that little that little nasty troll in the back of your
Hmm.
mind, that little nasty saboteur. What do you do? What do you do
I
when
want to
the saboteur wants to come play?
I want to start by saying everybody has it. So even if you come on this app and you see us
Yes.
in the middle of our feature shows or in the middle of an event, and we're doing whatever we're doing, we have all had them moments of I'm not enough. Why do people come to my stream? Why do people like me? I feel like I'm not fulfilling my purpose. Should I be doing more? Should I be doing less? Should I give more family time? And especially if you're a mum, that mum guilt that you have when you start to then like do little things for yourself, and then you have this immense guilt that you have to try and process and deal
Yes.
with. So everybody has that feeling of I'm not enough or I could be doing more. For me, again, it's that stepping back and looking at my journey. So looking how far I've come and the things I've overcome, because I've overcome so many things and it's just been me and my son, and we've overcome them together. And I will never forget when my son was about a couple of years ago now, so about 17, and he'd come home from college and I was sitting at the kitchen table. He came in and he sat down next to me and he just said, literally what Kim just put, we made it. Mum, we made it. It was difficult. I know that I haven't been, the nicest of children because my son has ADHD, so he struggled a lot when he was younger. But he said, we done that. We made it. And that for me was like
That gave
everything.
me chills.
It was everything, Queen LaLa. It was everything. And that for me, whenever I have anything now, that's what I think of. It's we made it, mum. And we did. As difficult as it was, and as lonely as it was, and as hard as it was, and as challenging, we made it. So nothing else will get in my way. And during the time when he was younger and it was difficult and challenging, it was that thought of you can't give up because what is the alternative? There is no alternative. You have to keep going. And
Yeah.
that's what kept me going through the years because it was difficult. It is difficult being a single mom, and I was a single mom with his dad in the picture up until he was 11, and then his dad decided he didn't want to be a dad anymore. So it was just me, and like I said, my family were not the and are not the most loving and caring and nurturing of people. So it was just me and my son.
Yeah.
Have to keep
Wow.
going. You have no
You
alternative.
do.
But you
You
can
do.
stop,
You
and
have to keep
I
telling
call it,
yourself.
you can have your slide down the fridge moment. That's when just everything is just too much and you cannot control the emotions. You can have them moments where you just
Mm,
break down, but you have to get back up. You have to think of the blessing of the person you are. Not necessarily I need to get up for this person or my son or my daughter or my family or my job. Get up for you. You are deserving of getting yourself up. And you really have to
mm.
find that love within yourself to be able to then continue through the darkest times. The same with everyone talks about, when they come to my show, they're like, oh, I'm single, I'm looking for a girlfriend. If you don't love you, I'm never lonely. I never feel lonely because I love me. So when you truly love yourself, you never feel like, oh my God, I just need to find the next person that's going to, top my
Right.
cup. I'm going
Fulfill
to fill
it.
my own cup up and you're going to come and overflow it. And if you're not coming to overflow it, you're not for me.
Period. Oh, I love that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You guys, favorite Smurfy if you haven't already, because that is crazy. That is
Favorite me,
nuts.
favorite Queen LaLa.
Yes, favorite me as well. Thank you guys. This is Crowd with Queen Lala every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Smurfy, can you please tell me about a time when somebody told you that you were too confident? Can you please tell me when they said,
Every
"Ooh, girl,
day in
you're
my stream,
cocky. You're
every day in my
cocky."
stream, I will have probably at least 1 to 5 men come in and tell me I'm too much. They don't say you're too confident. People will say
Oh,
things like, "Oh, you really like? Did you really just say that?" Or you know, are you really doing that? Are you really wearing that? All them kind of like, just to try and put that negativity in your mind. But I'm very much like Travel in the sense of, you have to recognize when they're projecting onto you versus when they're giving you constructive criticism. Your mother's my best friend. I can have a call with your mother about something and she will be always honest with me, and vice versa. And it may not be something I want to hear, but it's something I need to hear. And that's when you find true friends. They're going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And when you can tell the difference between constructive criticism and somebody that's wanting you to develop versus somebody that's just trying to tear you down, it will be a lot easier. But that's how I do it. I analyze what's been said, and then I decide whether I'm taking it on or whether I'm batting it away. But I will protect my peace always. So if I feel just the slight bit of you're trying to affect me, my saying is allow it. And that's literally like, just allow it, whatever. And when I say whatever, I really genuinely mean whatever, and that comes with emotional intelligence. So when you have self-reflection and emotional intelligence, you have the ability to say what you need to say and genuinely move on and not let it affect you. If you are addressing something and then you're still talking about it days later, you've allowed it to affect you. You've allowed that negative comment, you've allowed that whatever that was said to you to really affect you. And then the self-doubt's going to come in, right? And then you need to step back and you need to analyze things and you need to build yourself back up again, and you need to continue doing your affirmations and all that stuff. So you have to try and get to the point where you recognize who's for you and who's not, and take what needs to resonate and ignore everything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Smurfy, tell the folks, what is it going to take? What gift does it need to be
this is
for them to have you? For them to have their shot? What would it take? What would it take?
There isn't a particular gift. Thank you, Maya. There isn't a particular gift that would get my attention for me to then say, let's start a relationship, or let's talk off the app. For me, it is consistency. So obviously in the streaming world, we are gifted. So, you know, you need to stand out, and that doesn't necessarily always mean a gift. Sometimes it means jumping in the box, jumping in the comments, but you will generally find that somebody's become your gift of the week, or, you know, that you can see them more. And then they start talking in the comments, and then you go to their stream and you're like, oh, okay, this is cool. And we're interacting, and then you develop it and then you take it offline. So there isn't a particular gift. It's just that consistency in the stream for me to then really see you, to then take a conversation off that.
Perfect. You guys.
But if you want to send me a golden dragon, I'm not going to say no.
Oh, I mean, that means it's a golden dragon. So you guys, make sure your favorite is Smurfy if you haven't already. And we are at my last 2 questions, Smurfy, and they are my favorite questions. So I want to know, little old Smurfette, little teeny tiny Smurfarella, what would you tell her to get Smurfy, King Daddy Smurfy, to her next level of confidence, the best has yet to come confidence? What would you tell her so that you could be there now?
I don't actually have anything I would tell her. So it's interesting you say this. I'm a qualified counselor. I went through counselling to help with like the last bit of trauma that I was dealing with. And there was a project, I suppose you call it, or a thing you had to do during this to free yourself from your childhood. And it was to imagine, and it's quite long, so I won't go into detail, but ultimately you go and collect yourself from your house in your childhood, but you have to sit there and you have to smell the room and you have to imagine yourself looking at yourself as a child on the bed, on the floor, wherever you may be. So when you think back to your childhood, the first thing that comes to mind of where you are at and who is around you is generally where your potential trauma lies. So you have to sit there in a quiet room and you have to imagine yourself as a child, like see, like genuinely look at pictures of yourself and see yourself in that situation, whether it's at home in your bedroom at 6 years old, or in the living room, or in the kitchen, or in the garden, wherever it may be. Imagine yourself, and then you imagine you as an adult going to that room and saying hello to you as a child and letting them know that they're now safe and it's going to be okay, and that it's time to come with you because you're going to protect them. And then you imagine yourself taking them by the hand, you walk them down the stairs, you walk them down the path, wherever you walk down, and outside of wherever you're at is your family. So whether that be your mother, your father, your cousins, your grandparents, whoever it may be, it'll be your family outside. And then you tell your younger self to say goodbye to them, that it's time to go. So you will say goodbye to them. You will then reassure them again that it's going to be okay. They're safe now. There's no need to worry. You're safe. And then you take yourself by the hand. You walk down the street. You imagine yourself turning around and looking at them. You're waving goodbye. It's time to go. We're safe now. As you turn the corner and you imagine, and it has to be as you saw your street or your neighborhood, because that's the only way it's really going to work. You take one final look and then you turn the corner and then you imagine yourself running. And then you are truly free of your childhood. So I done that exercise, and that exercise for me was really empowering to see little Smurfy sad and lonely and unloved and uncared for, to then be me now going to save her. It was a powerful exercise to do, and it really did help me. So yeah, I would tell her it's going to be okay.
I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that. That's so powerful. I had chills the whole entire time. That
Make sure you do
that
it.
that
Make,
question, I'm
make sure you
gonna
do
do it. I'm gonna do that. I actually am. When you were talking about it, I could see it in my head. So for me, I like to ask that question because I feel that confidence had to be built on no matter who you are, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, no matter who you are now, what you have been through, what happened in the past. It doesn't matter. All of that stuff had to happen for you to be who you are today, for you to be empowered and this great woman today.
it.
So for me, when I ask that question, I'm making sure that my guests have done their shadow work and that healing of your inner child, because everybody has that moment. Everybody has that moment where everything went to the garbage, and your world shattered apart, whether that's even like a 16-year-old you
Yeah.
in your upstairs bedroom in that house of your moms and dads. Like, even if it's that, you have to go and collect you. So I always, that's why I asked that question. I love that you said that. Thank you so
And
much
it
for
doesn't
sharing that.
it
That
doesn't
was
define
powerful.
your childhood and your adolescent doesn't define who you are. It
That's very
really doesn't
true.
define who you are as an adult, and you can rewire your brain. Rewiring brain is a big thing. And you can rewire your brain to be happy even if you're not. You need to work on that inner child, work on the things that have upset you, write them down if you need to, burn them in a bonfire,
Yes.
whatever you need to do. And I've done many of them, kind of like little exercises over the years to help me to
Mm,
process, because you have to process whatever difficulties you faced in order to then truly gain confidence. Because if I look at myself, there's no way 10 years ago you would see me one on this screen ever. Wouldn't have happened. And certainly not wearing makeup or having done my hair. Like, it just wouldn't happen. I
right.
was that woman that didn't eat in front
Excuse
of
me.
people because I was so, self-conscious. So it's really
Wow.
important that you think about all the elements of your life where you've gone, the things that plague your mind when it's 2 a.m. and you wake up, you're like, oh God, I remember when that happened. Write it down. That's something you need to process. It's something you need to work on. The same as when things trigger you. If you're in a stream and they're talking about something and you find yourself getting triggered, write it down. There's something there you need to address. There's something you need to work on and develop.
Yep. Or when it pops into your head. What happens for me when I know I'm triggered is when I think of a time when I hear something in the stream or something like that. And that's something I definitely do.
Yeah.
That works. Do you have? Thank you so much for coming. I really do
Thank you
appreciate
for
you for
having
coming
me.
to this episode. Wow, your interview was beautiful. I really appreciate you for this. Do you have any last minute testimonies for anybody that is trying to get to that next stage, that next step in confidence, that next level of confidence, whether that's, just being able to go to the mirror, just being able to write things down, what would your advice be for those people?
I have two things. One is my advice, and then I have a saying and a quote that I shared on Crack Show before that kept me going through the years. So I'll give my advice first. So my advice would be just keep going. You can do it and you will do it. You do have the ability to do it, and stop questioning yourself, because you've faced the hardest days and you've survived all of them. So why are you not going to survive the next? So just keep going and just keep pushing, and don't be afraid to ask for help. We become so
Mhm.
conditioned in our little bubbles that we don't necessarily reach out. Obviously, be mindful of who you're asking help from, because not everybody has our best intentions at heart, but ask for help, reach out to somebody. I'm sure that they will definitely help you if you need help. And then my saying is from Martin Luther King, which is, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward.
Ooh,
It's my
Dr.
favorite,
King.
favorite
That's a
saying.
good one.
I got
That's
you done.
beautiful.
I got you done. I'm a
I'm
DM'd you.
gonna I'm gonna write it down.
I've
I'm
actually
gonna
got it.
write
There's
that
there's
one
loads of
down.
memes. There's loads of memes that have it on, so I'll send it to you. Because that for me,
Ooh,
at
thank
any
you.
moment, I'm like, God, why is this happening? I'll just look at that and I'm good.
Mm.
Got to keep moving
That's
forward.
perfect. It pulls you right up out of there, right out of that negative space.
Yeah.
That's so important too, to have those things. For me, it's Nicki Minaj. So Nicki Minaj is my backdrop on my phone at all times. Her and then my kids are my lock screen. Like her, Nicki Minaj and my kids. That's all I need. Nicki Minaj music and my kids, and I am right here. This person that you see. So thank you, Smurfy. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for
Please
having
remind the
me.
people of your stream schedule, any events you have coming up.
Yes, so I stream every Monday at 4 p.m. Well, I stream every day, but my featured show is Mondays at 4 p.m. Eastern. I have World Kindness Day next week. It starts on Tuesday. It'll be just after no, Monday, just after my featured show. So it starts at 5:15 Eastern and it finishes at 8:30 Eastern, because we have a lot of people that want to be kind, and I love that. So it's a long, long
Yes.
show, but I booked the day off work on Tuesday, so we're fine. We're here for it.
Yay.
And I have a Christmas auction coming up. I have lots of stuff coming up for Christmas. So check out my IG for it. Make sure you favorite Queen LaLa. Congratulations again on your feature, my love.
Thank you
Hit
so
her with a favorite. I
much.
love you always.
I
Welcome.
love you more. Thank you so much for coming, Smurfy. I'll never kick you out the
Thank you for
box. Thank you so
having
much for
me.
coming. Yes. You guys. Well, that was it. This is my featured show. This is Crown with Queen LaLa every single Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard. Thank you. Um, and we are featured, baby. I have come such a long way to be here with you guys, and I just want to take the quick little minute to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to every single one of you for coming and supporting the stream. My whole TSA family, especially the CEO, Smurfy, for putting me on. She put me on new streamer introductions, and then she put me in her events. You guys, I would not be here without you guys. So thank you so much. This is our show. This is our show, Crowned. Okay, this is my baby, but you guys made it happen. So I appreciate every single one of you for every single thing that you have done to get me here. You guys, we of course talk about it every show. This should not be a secret to you what chakra is on the top of your head. It's your crown. It's your crown chakra. And if you say your affirmations with the with your intentions coming out of the top of your head and straight into your higher power, straight out into the universe, if you say, I know, I know, I know, then it will be. And of course, you guys, if nobody has told you today, I'll tell you right now. And I love you and I appreciate you. And I thank you so much for coming to my first featured episode. Even though it's not featured, it is featured. I don't got a banner, I'm not out there, but it's featured. We're here. We made it. Thank you guys so much. This has been Crowned. Come back next Thursday. I'll see you right here. I'm not going to end my stream when a wheel is popping up. Thank you so much. Dimples, Smurfy, you guys, thank you so much. I would not be here without you guys. Make sure that you have my 1, 2, and 3 of the stream favorited. Make sure that you come back and see me next week because next week we're definitely going to be featured 1000%. And if you hit Travel Bay with a favorite, you're going to go over there right now because if you were unaware, this is TSA Thursdays. And it is time for Time to Sing. I appreciate you guys so much for coming today. And I'm not going to end my stream, but I am going to end this show. So thank you guys so much.